Nobody believed it was possible. Nobody thought you could crash a Bugatti, buy it back from a salvage auction, and actually fix it. That's exactly what they said. And that's exactly what Alex Gonzalez set out to prove them wrong. You are watching one of the most insane, most expensive, and most controversial car rebuild stories ever to hit the internet. And right now, the man at the center of it all, Alex Gonzalez, is finally telling his version of events. Not Bugatti's version. Not Matt Armstrong's version. Alex's version. And trust me, it is not what you think. Before we get into it, consider what we're actually dealing with here. A $6 million hypercar. One of only 60 ever built. Crashed, totaled, blacklisted by its own manufacturer, then rebuilt in a Miami garage, in part using the wheeled base of a garbage can. And then Alex Gonzalez decided to go public about exactly why he brought Matt Armstrong in, and what their real arrangement actually looks like. Stay with me because by the end of this, you are going to see this entire saga through a completely different lens. If you're new to this story, you need to understand who this man is before anything else makes sense. Alex Gonzalez, known online as Fexa Alex G, was born on July 14, 2000, in Miami, Florida. His parents were Cuban immigrants who arrived in the United States with very little. As a teenager, Alex was not driving Bugattis. He was working at Dunkin' Donuts, minimum wage, grinding. And in his off hours, while most teenagers were doing literally anything else, he was teaching himself how to trade foreign exchange markets. This is not a kid who was handed wealth. He built his platform from scratch, forex trading in his late teens, starting small, learning through failure. The media labels him an entrepreneur and a social media personality, though his specific financial claims haven't been independently verified. What is verified is his lifestyle. And that lifestyle eventually led him to one of the rarest hypercars on Earth, the Bugatti Chiron Per Sport. This is not just any Bugatti. The Per Sport variant was unveiled in March 2020, with production beginning later that year. Only 60 units were ever produced before Bugatti transitioned to its next-generation hybrid successor. Every one of them sells on the open market for somewhere between $4 and $6 million. They are not just cars. They are rolling pieces of engineering history. And Alex Gonzalez, the kid from Miami who used to brew coffee and flip burgers, owned one. Alex's purple Chiron Per Sport had already lived a dramatic life before the major accident even happened. In a moment that went massively viral, Alex had previously cracked the rear carbon fiber wing by doing squats on it. The repair bill from that incident alone was enough to make most people physically ill. But that was just the warm-up act. Later, Alex was involved in a front-end collision in Miami. The car plowed nose-first into the back of a small truck. The damage was catastrophic: heavy frontal impact, deployed airbags, cracked carbon fiber throughout the body, and suspected structural damage to the monocoque, which is the carbon tub that forms the actual safety cell of the car. Photos that eventually appeared on Copart, the salvage auction platform, showed a hypercar that looked like it had been through a war zone. The insurance company did what insurance companies do. They declared it a total loss. And that is when things got genuinely interesting. After receiving his payout, Alex turned right back around and bought the wrecked car back from Copart. He bid $1.6 million at auction, and after fees, his total cost came out to approximately $1.9 million, for a car his own insurer had officially declared worthless. Ask yourself, why would anyone do that? When Matt Armstrong flew to Miami and met Alex face-to-face, he asked him the exact same question. Alex's answer was raw and simple. Sentimentality. This car meant something to him. He could not let it go to the crusher. He could not let it disappear. So he spent nearly $2 million to get it back. A car that could not legally be driven, could not be titled for road use in its current state, and that the manufacturer was about to make even harder to fix. After the insurance company declared the car a total loss, Bugatti sent a factory technician from France to physically inspect the damage in Miami. They came back with an official repair quote, $1.7 million. To repair a car Alex had just bought back for $1.9 million. To put that in context, a pair of headlights for this car costs approximately $174,000. Each front fender sits at around $200,000. The horseshoe grille surround alone is estimated at $93,000. Bugatti eventually revised their quote down to somewhere between $600,000 and $700,000. But here is where Alex's own explanation becomes critical. If he sent the car to France, he was terrified of losing control of it entirely. In his own words, he worried that once the car arrived at Bugatti's factory, they would start stripping it apart, find more and more damage, and keep raising the price, with Alex completely at their mercy for a car he had already paid for twice. So Alex declined. And that is when Bugatti pulled out the nuclear option. They blacklisted the car's VIN number. No authorized Bugatti dealership anywhere in the world, not in the US, not in Europe, not anywhere, would sell a single part for that vehicle. Alex Gonzalez was now the owner of a $6 million hypercar that nobody was officially allowed to touch. He did not quietly accept this. He went to social media and gave Bugatti a 24-hour ultimatum: unblacklist the car, or he would 3D print every single part himself. Most manufacturers would have laughed and moved on. Bugatti so did not. Within that window, mate Rimac, the man who runs one of the most exclusive hypercar brands on the planet, personally slid into Alex's Instagram DMs. His opening line: "Hey man, Bugatti so here." Rimac explained clearly why 3D printing wasn't going to work. The gearbox and the carbon monocoque had likely sustained serious structural damage, and those are not components you produce on a desktop printer. But he was also genuinely willing to help, and Bugatti officially unblacklisted the car's VIN. For a brief moment, it looked like the two sides were going to find a path forward together. Then the talk stalled. Rimac later released a public video explaining why Bugatti could not officially endorse an independent rebuild, not as a corporate power move, but as a genuine safety concern. A car producing 1,500 horsepower with a shattered gearbox housing and a monocoque that had taken a serious hit is not something you patch together improperly and put back on public roads. He was direct about the risks. He also said something that a lot of people glossed over, that Alex's decision to decline Bugatti's offer and pursue an independent rebuild was, in his view, at least partly driven by content and clicks. Is he right? We'll come back to that. Matt Armstrong was born on June 11, 1993, in Leicester, England. His father was an automotive mechanic who ran his own garage, and from a young age Matt was in there watching, learning, getting his hands dirty. Before YouTube, he was a professional BMX rider, competing internationally. But sponsorships covered travel, not rent, so he worked the way Alex did: bartending, delivering food, grinding shifts at automotive shops. The pivot to YouTube came when his girlfriend's Audi TT was badly damaged in a crash. Matt bought the wreck, documented the full rebuild, and uploaded every step. That series became the foundation of everything. From Audi TTs, he moved to Bentley Continental GTs, Aston Martin Vantages, Lamborghinis. His channel became the home of the most ambitious car rebuilds on the internet. When Alex was sitting in Miami staring at his wrecked, blacklisted Bugatti, there was really only one call to make. Matt flew from the UK to Miami, and when he saw the car in person, he was stunned by how much worse it was than the photos. What they found inside was extraordinary. The airbags in a $6 million Bugatti Chiron Per Sport are identical, same part number, to the airbags found in an Audi A3, a car you can buy new for under $30,000. Available for less than $50 each. The steering wheel airbag is the same component used in an Aston Martin DB11. Parts sharing within the Volkswagen Group isn't surprising to engineers, but to the average viewer watching on YouTube, it was a bombshell. Then came the gearbox. What had initially appeared to be a hairline crack turned out, upon closer inspection, to be a massive tear. This was the single biggest mechanical challenge of the entire project. Bugatti had stated that only 2 facilities worldwide have the equipment to properly split a Chiron chassis, a process that separates the car's front and rear halves to access the transmission. Matt Armstrong did it in a Miami garage using a 2-post lift and the wheeled base of a garbage can. The monocoque damage, while present, was largely manageable. The transmission mount was welded back into place. The front and rear halves were rejoined with 14 titanium bolts. 4 parts Bugatti still wouldn't sell. The team fabricated their own, CNC machined components, 3D scanned replacements, improvised solutions. A custom exhaust system was built from scratch by Valvetronic. And then, in a moment nobody who watched it will forget, the car was reassembled, the systems were brought back online, and they turned the key. The Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport started. For the first time since the crash, that 8-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine roared back to life. With the new custom exhaust, it sounded deeper and more aggressive than before. The team had not just survived the project. In some ways, they had made the car better. Here is what this story is really about. Alex Gonzalez spent close to $6 million to own this vehicle. He insured it. He spent another $1.9 million to buy it back after the crash. He owns it in every legal sense. And yet Bugatti was able to block parts sales across every authorized dealership on Earth, effectively controlling what he could do with property he purchased outright. That question reaches far beyond supercars. We are watching the same fight play out across the tech industry right now. Right to repair battles, software locks, devices engineered to be unfixable outside the manufacturer's network. Bugatti's position is the hypercar version of that exact argument. Their safety concerns are genuine. A 1,500 horsepower machine with a compromised structure is not a joke. But the principle matters regardless. Alex threatening to 3D print Bugatti parts is not just a funny internet moment. It is a man saying, "I paid for this. It is mine. And I will fix what I own, with or without your permission." The engine is alive, and the custom exhaust is on. But it is not finished. Significant bodywork remains. Carbon fiber repairs on the monocoque still need to be addressed. And Matt Armstrong is doing what he has always done, documenting every step, being honest about every setback, and refusing to quit. So here is the question worth sitting with. Was Alex Gonzalez right? He crashed a $6 million car, bought it back for nearly $2 million, turned down a factory repair at $600,000 or $700,000, and chose a British YouTuber and a garbage can over Bugatti's own engineers. Is that genius? Recklessness? The ultimate flex of content creator thinking applied to a real-world problem? Maybe the only question that actually matters is this: who gets to decide what you do with what you own?